guys, what's up? Right now, we're gonna speak about our DOT violations and driver responsibility and how can this affect your paycheck. Here I got Vince with me. He's gonna explain to me what this poster is all about.
Hey Luis, I'm gonna explain what this means. So these violations right here are the violations that our drivers have gotten in the past. Okay, so these are the most common violations in the MCAN and most common violations, I think, with DOT and DOT files as well.
Gotcha.
The number one, according to what we see here, is a failure to obey traffic control device. That means the drivers either run the red light or the turn signal, so they don't stop when they're supposed to, okay? A lane restriction violation.
What does that mean?
That means, never drive in the left lane.
Okay.
On the expressway, never drive in the left lane.
Gotcha.
Basically consider left lane as a shoulder line, okay?
Gotcha.
That's pretty much what it means. Never drive, just drive like in far right or middle lane, never drive in the left lane.
Gotcha.
We're talking about speeding here, speeding 15 miles or more, okay? Speeding 15 miles or more is the obviously more common than speeding 6 to 10 miles per hour or 11 to 14 miles per hour. That means we have really fast drivers in our fleet. So we have to kind of get down because these 15 or more miles, they bring us like 10 points, and every point is like big no-no, okay? So
Gotcha.
we're talking about failing to use seatbelt while operating trucks. Basically, you know what that means, right? Never drive without a seatbelt. Now we have failure to maintain the lane. You know what that means, right?
No, I have no
Okay,
idea.
so you don't wanna zigzag through the area, okay? Like you don't wanna zigzag from lane to lane. Basically, that's either you playing with electronic device,
Right.
you either like texting, or you move from lane to lane without using the turn signal.
Okay.
So you want to make sure, when you move from lane to lane, you always use the turn signal. That's when they know that you're changing lane on purpose. Otherwise, make sure you stay in the lane. Failure to yield right away. Okay, so never step in front of the cars, like driving on that has.
Is it like when you're entering like a highway and you gotta yield, you just keep going?
You have to
like
exactly. You have
Gotcha.
to. You have to stop. You have to let them go. Okay, and then basically, if you get caught, then that means you're gonna get a ticket.
Gotcha.
Using telephone while driving trucks, that's also a big no-no.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure your drivers have a Bluetooth and all that.
So these right here are the most common ones for AmCam and DOT as well. Now,
That's correct.
please explain to me how this affects your paycheck, because that's what I'm worried about, to be honest with you. I'm worried about all of it, but I want to know how this affects your paycheck.
Okay, so severity weight of this every violation is listed
Okay.
here. Okay, so this is something that affect our performance, I would say, with the DOT.
Okay.
Basically, we get to the point where we cannot renew either our insurance or we get audited. Okay, we don't want that to happen. So in this case, the scenario when the driver collects all these points, basically we get over the limits. Okay, once we get over the limits, that means we most likely not gonna stay in business. So we make sure we do our best to teach our drivers according to the DOT, like we have to, but this is really, we have to do some action. We have to have some actions, okay, in place, okay?
Right. This
So
is
what
important.
what we do is like basically we have like we charge drivers $50 for each point that they collect. So basically collecting.
What do you mean points? Like
driving,
this right here?
Exactly. Driving 15 miles or more per hour over the speed limit is like 10 points.
Okay.
So 10 points times 50, that means 5.
So we come here, okay, so
That's
50
correct.
deduction, each additional point is 50.
That's correct.
Wow.
So that means $500. Okay, so
10
basically how to prevent that, slow down.
Right.
Slow down, that's the easiest way.
So as long as you drive safe, obey all traffic laws and DOT regulations.
That's correct.
You won't affect your paycheck.
Exactly, won't
Perfect.
affect your paycheck. Plus, I mean, you can always go. We have a bonus program for
Right.
good drivers. Okay, if they're pretty sure that they have like their hour of service good, the truck is good, they can go stop by the base station and they request a voluntary inspection. So once they get inspected and they go past inspection without violations, they get $100 like a bonus paycheck.
All right, Vince. I'm looking over here where it says 1 VSW-OOS point equals $100 deduction. Instead of 50, it's 100. What is that about?
Yeah, violation, severity, weight, out of service points. So basically,
OOS,
the
okay.
vehicle got placed out of service. So
Oh.
that means that's like a high.
Right, so,
issue,
so
yes.
that's double the amount.
That's pretty
For
much
regular
double.
violations.
They double the amount, yeah, because that hurts us a lot.
So
okay?
what are some
So there are
reasons?
some exactly how to prevent, not to happen is
Right.
like we are talking about HOS driver violation. Most likely, any of these unsafe driving violations will not hurt as far as like being placed out of service. But hours of service will be something that you can be placed out of service. Okay. So if you drive over 11 hours per day, or you're on duty over 14 hours, that means you may get placed out of service if
So-
you get caught, if you get pulled over in a base station.
What about a blinker or headlight or something?
Yes, that's maintenance.
Really?
Another thing. Yeah, that's another thing. That's maintenance of the truck. So basically, you must do a pre-trip inspection. Once you do a pre-trip inspection, if your turn signal is not working, you have to either fix it or report it, or we have to get you another vehicle. Otherwise, you're gonna get placed out of service. For a headlight, usually you get the warning. So
Right.
you get the warning issued, and that's not gonna affect our performance out there. But like with the turn signals, usually on trailer especially, yeah, you'll get placed out of service. So you want to make sure your vehicle has all the turn signals properly working.
I didn't know that.
Another thing, that you have to watch out is like the drivers. They must have their driver's license renewed. So expired driver's license or suspended driver's license, that means out of service again. Okay, so that's something that is like also we're gonna check that. We have our people checking this from month to month. But the drivers, they know very well what's going on out there and if they have like their driver's license suspended or not. One more thing I wanted to talk to you, Luis, is this about accidents. How accidents can be prevented. I mean,
Wait a minute. 99% of all accidents can be preventable?
I would say like 100%. 100%. Yes. Yeah, I mean, you can. There are ways to prevent accidents. Okay. So the ways how to prevent accidents not to happen is like number one is like make sure you keep the distance. Make sure you keep the distance. Okay. So you make sure that you have like 3 to 4 seconds between your truck and the vehicle in front of you. For cars, it's usually 2 seconds. For trucks, 3 to 4 seconds. For semi-trucks, 4 to 5 seconds we're talking about.
Well, so the heavier the truck,
Heavier
it
the truck
makes
is,
sense.
exactly, it takes more to stop.
Gotcha.
So that's the most important part, keep the distance, okay? So that's the most common accident that we have in our industry. Another thing is like be aware of blind spots. Okay, you have to know in every single moment who is next to you. Okay, there are some blind spots on the driver's side, on the passenger side. So you want to make sure that you know what cars, trucks, are in the blind spots.
Like
okay?
around your surrounding area.
Exactly. Yes, that's why you have these convex mirrors, and you have to watch, who is next to you. Okay, you don't want to make like sudden turns and affect the traffic next to you that you don't see, that you're in the blind spots. Okay,
Gotcha.
that's another thing. Number 3, adjust your speed to safely match weather conditions, road conditions, visibility, and traffic. That means if it's snowing, you have to slow down. If it's raining, you have to slow down and all that, right? So you have to kind of adjust your speed to the weather conditions and all that.
Gotcha.
Be courteous to other drivers. That means
What do you mean by that? Like,
you have to, I mean, if you see that somebody is like, driving fast, zigzagging through, you don't want to like kind of mess up with him. You want to let him go, okay? Just slow down, let him go, let him drive.
Okay.
Let these guys drive. Don't try to step on the gas to be in front of somebody else. I mean, you drive your way, let them drive their way. Okay?
Be more
So,
like a defensive driver.
defensive driver. That's the way
Gotcha.
to go. That's the right word.
Gotcha.
Then we have another one, like look far ahead while driving. Scan it at least 12 seconds ahead.
Please explain this to me because I don't understand this one.
Anything can happen in front of you, like a far away. Okay, if you drive, if you tailgate in a vehicle and you don't see what's happening in front of him, he can make sudden stop.
Right.
Then what you gonna do? You have to make sudden stop. You don't have to do that. If you see there is accident in front of you, even if that guy in front of you is, didn't see it, he makes sudden stop. You saw it. Okay, you slow down easily. Stopping the truck, stopping the heavy truck is really not that easy. It's not like driving a car, right? So you have to kind of slow down slowly.
So looking 12 seconds ahead, meaning looking in front of you, all the way in front,
All
to
the way
see
in
what the
front.
driver, as
Far
far as
out.
you can see, is doing.
Exactly, far
Gotcha.
out. Yep.
Gotcha.
Now we have like never break traffic rules, so don't commit violations, right?
Right.
So violations are something that can kind of get you in position that other drivers don't expect you're gonna do that, right?
Right.
So if there is like, if the U-turn is banned in the certain intersection, you don't want to make that U-turn because nobody expecting that you're gonna do that.
Right.
Okay, so they either they're
You're
gonna
gonna
stab the
create
brake.
chaos, and it's
Exactly, you
just
can create the chaos. Yeah.
Right,
So
right.
you don't want to make the turn or do something silly on the road that will make other drivers like stab the brake and just immediately stop, and then you may cause the accident that can happen to you or to somebody else.
Wow. Thank you so much for breaking this down to us, Vince.
You're welcome, Luis. Anytime.
It's all about making money now. Drive safely, obey all traffic laws, and it's time to make money. Let's go, guys.